proudly present tonight's main event, sponsored by PlayMonteCarlo.com, Europe's premier online casino. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an international light heavyweight contest scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds between and introducing. Firstly, in the red corner, wearing the purple trunks trimmed with gold. He comes from Argentina and weighed in at 12 stone, 11 pounds, 10 ounces. He comes to the ring with a 15-fight professional record, 11 wins, 4 wins by way of knockout, with 3 losses and 1 draw. Will you please welcome Sergio Martin Beaz. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with red and blue. He comes from the steel city of Sheffield and weighed in at 12 stone, 12 pounds, 14 ounces. He holds a 35-fight professional record, 32 big wins, 19 wins coming by way of knockout with 2 losses. He's the former British, Commonwealth and European light heavyweight champion and former world title challenger and ranked by the WBC number 3 in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheffield's very own Clinton. Mr. Barry Pinder, the referee from Leeds, Mr. Mickey Van, and this is 10 3-minute rounds.
Both had your instructions in the dressing room. Don't forget, I want no notice with the head. Shake hands, batted corners, good luck.
Needless to say, a terrific reception in his hometown of Sheffield for Clinton Woods, who did himself in British boxing in Sheffield very proud when he went in, albeit unsuccessfully, against the great Roy Jones last September in Portland, Oregon. His opponent tonight, a late replacement for the American Rodney Moore, is Sergio Martin Beaz from Rio Segundo, Cordoba, Argentina, known as Martillo the Hammer. And he's come in at pretty short notice, and straight away you can see that he's a lot shorter than the 6'2" Clinton Woods, and he's actually a little bit on the light side. He's a pound lighter than Clinton Woods, who's come in at a career heaviest of 12 stone and 12.5 pounds. So Woods carrying a little bit of weight, but I think the most important thing, Richie Woodall, from Clinton Woods' point of view, is just to ease himself back into the ring.
Yeah, get back into the ring, obviously, and get a few rounds under his belt. He's got to work behind that jab tonight, be nice and sharp with the jab. Beaz will be looking to come across with those looping right hands over the top. He'll also be looking to work to Clinton's body, so Clinton's got to start using the uppercut as well tonight. We've just got to be sharp and break back into the boxing game.
Yeah, good fast hands from Clinton Woods, and that really is his trademark. And already there's a little bit of blood coming from the nose of the Argentinian, Sergio Martin Beaz. Comes here after a stoppage by one of the all-time Argentinian greats, the former world middleweight champion, the veteran Jorge Castro. Little band playing not too far away, making plenty of racket. And it's great to see Clinton Woods back in the ring, and it's great to see him back in his hometown of Sheffield. Wonderful left hand went in there from Woods. So Woods with just 2 defeats on his otherwise unblemished record. This is his 35th contest. The 2 defeats coming at the hands of, first of all, David Starry when he was a super middleweight, and then more recently to the one and only Roy Jones, who really is one of the most unique boxers the world has ever produced. Good solid left going in from the Argentinian, short and stocky, and looks reasonably powerful.
Yeah, there's a nice shot on the inside there, a little screw shot through the middle of Clinton Woods' guard. And Clinton starting a little bit slow here, just got to adapt to the pace of the contest. He must be aware of not falling too short and punching down too much at Beaz, because Beaz he comes back with some sneaky little counters. Well, that's a little bit better from Woods.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Argentinian guys of whom we really haven't heard very much come over and give some domestic fighters an awful lot of problem. They are very resilient and they're very hard to knock over. And this fella, remember, currently is the South American light heavyweight champion, even though he looks more like a middleweight. Good right hand by Clinton Woods, just taking his time, wanting to ease himself back into the professional game. And as we've mentioned before, at 30 years old, is the youngest man in the top 10 of the light heavyweight division. Well, he looks pretty unruffled, Clinton Woods. 30 years old, this is 35th professional contest. Former undefeated European, British and Commonwealth champion, and former Commonwealth super middleweight champion. And this is the man from Cordoba, just a year or so younger than Clinton Woods, and has under half the number of professional contests, 111, but is coming here off a couple of defeats, so not expected to give Clinton Woods too much trouble, but we just have to wait and see. Nice easy start on his return to the ring after his world title challenge by Clinton Woods in the white. The schedule for 10 3-minute rounds. Woods, the mandatory challenger for the European light heavyweight title, held currently by the German Thomas Ulrich. And a good performance here might just propel him straight into a scrap with Ulrich. So Woods has definitely got a chance to regain his European title. A title he took, like the British and Commonwealth titles, from Crawford Ashley almost 4 years ago in March of '99.
Well, Woods there lands with a couple of good shots on the ropes, but also got caught himself with the right hand over the top, and that's the punch. And there's the left hook, look, from this little Argentinian. Those are the shots he's got to watch out for here. Beaz is just looking for the looping punches over the top. Woods has got to stay nice and tight and use that jab a little bit better. Start just boxing on the outside, everything behind the jab. That's what he's got to do tonight, and just break back into this fight.
Woods just being a little bit off target, and it's not surprising if his timing and his accuracy aren't just quite up to speed. That's good footwork by Woods. Turned Beaz very nicely and caught him with a couple of good short punches. Huge advantage in terms of height and reach being enjoyed by Clinton Woods. He's got to make them pay. Well, we've seen British super middleweight Robin Reid struggle also with a couple of Argentinian boxers, so they're no mugs, Richie.
No, they're always very rough and rugged, and you can hit them all day and they'll just keep coming, and they're very, very awkward. But that's better from Woods. 3 or 4 punches there, that was excellent.
Well, a lot of old ring rust has got to get out of his system, and he's now starting to pick up the pace with about a minute to go to the end of this second. Better by Woods, those fast hands which have been his trademark down the years. And he's not a bad puncher, remember. He's had 19 stoppages in his 32 wins so far. Good variation again from Woods, but Beaz getting the hands up cleverly to protect the side of his head.
Yeah, nice little sign there from Woods, using that right uppercut, and that's another shot you must use tonight. Plenty of those uppercuts, because this guy, a very low style, and always moving his head and bobbing and weaving, and the uppercut will catch this fella.
Good solid body shot by Clinton Woods, the man in the neutral corner. Don't know that he's got time to press home any genuine advantage. Always got him with a good right hand. Beaz holds onto the ropes. That's not a good sign by the Argentinian. Woods looking for an early finish. Ran out of time. Beaz touches his glove and acknowledges the fact that Clinton Woods did catch him and caught him pretty spectacularly. It was a great finish to that round by Clinton Woods, shaking off the cobwebs and coming back to boxing here in his hometown of Sheffield. Just taking his time.
Yeah, he started to get home with some good shots there, and there's that right hand from Woods. That was an excellent shot. And when he lands with those type of punches, that's when he's got to jump on this guy and follow her up. But that's a lovely straight right hand from Woods.
Yes, Woods deciding that single shots were never going to do it, and he kept the pressure on, and the bell rescued, I have to say, Sergio Martin Beaz. Lovely overhead camera shot, and Beaz holding on to the ropes. Took a couple of hard ones there. So as the man in the white trunks, Clinton Woods, comes out for the start of this third round, signs of the old Clinton Woods there at the end of the second. Some nice variation and not letting his man off the hook at all. Now can he build on that little flurry at the end? Beaz looking a bit dangerous with that right hand over the top, but I'm not sure there's any great conviction in it. So Woods certainly, Richie Woodall looking very impressive, especially now in this third round.
Oh yeah, some good shots going in there from Woods, starting to plant his feet a little bit. When he got Beaz on the ropes, right hand, left hook went in. Starting to step in with the shots. Better punches from Woods, but he's dictating better with that jab, and that's what I like to see. He's a tall fighter, and he should use that weapon a little bit more, that jab.
Well, this is a contest that Woods really needs and hopes to be very busy in 2003. Still rated in the top 4 or 5 by all the major boxing organisations in the light heavyweight division, and he's really pressing home his advantage. That was a good right hand. Beaz in a bit of trouble in this third. Beaz in a lot of trouble in the third. Woods moving away from him now, knows he's got him. He's taking his time, and Mickey Van is having a terrific look at Beaz. To his credit, the Argentinian comes back, but I do think that Clinton Woods took the foot off the pedal there, Reg.
Yeah, he definitely did there, Jimmy. You hit it on the head. What he's got to do here, oh, it stopped it though, that's it.
Yeah, I think the foot off the pedal was only for a few seconds, and Clinton Woods against, well, a modest enough opponent, you've got to say, has done exactly what he had to do. He towered over this chunky Argentinian, and he used his height and his reach, and more importantly, his great experience and his great skill. So the man who went 6 rounds, or almost 6 rounds with Roy Jones, has completed his comeback here in Sheffield in just half that distance. 3 rounds it's taken for Clinton Woods to get himself back to winning ways. Victory number 33, and this is 35th professional contest. And a lot more to come, I think, from Clinton Woods. Well, the finish when it came was almost inevitable. We saw at the end of the previous round that Woods had far too much in his repertoire in terms of skill and strength and accuracy for this chunky Argentinian, and Mickey Van was having a good look all the way through at Beaz, and really, well, you couldn't complain about Mickey Van's decision, Rich.
No, it was definitely the right hands that were the telling shots, big right hands just before this sequence of punches, but that started it all off, and that was a lovely right uppercut through the guard, and Mickey Van, he'd seen enough.
Good refereeing from Mickey Van. And Woods looking nice and comfortable. This was the point when he knew he had his man on the ropes. He knew he was going to win the contest, and he just picked the shots, and then he decided, well, I'll just ease off a little bit and maybe go another round or two. And Woods just moved very nicely out of harm's way, and Beaz was in all sorts of trouble. To be fair, he kept going. Mickey Van said to Beaz, don't hold it. Look at Beaz. The heart had gone out of the contest as far as he was concerned, and Woods kept that pressure on. There was a scything right hand came through, and Beaz looking for a way to hold on, and Woods has been around too many corners to let that happen, and that was the last little shot. That little uppercut went in, and Mickey Van said, oh, no, that is quite enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 40 seconds of the third round, the referee, Mr. Mickey Van, has stopped the contest. In his opinion, Sergio Beaz in no position to continue. The winner, Clinton Woods!
Well, an enthusiastic crowd here in Sheffield celebrating Clinton Woods' homecoming.
And ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, please, Sergio Beaz.
Obviously disappointed by the way he lost in 6 rounds to the great Roy Jones. No disgrace in that, because Jones really is pound for pound the best in the world, but Clinton Woods has overcome Sergio Martin Beaz from Argentina and Clinton Woods has returned to boxing in pretty impressive fashion, and he's now got himself toweled down, and he's sitting at ringside, and he's waiting to speak to our man there, Gary Richardson.
Clinton, many congratulations. That was slightly easier than the last time we saw you against Roy Jones, wasn't it?
Well, you've heard of hand of God from Argentina. That were 2 hands from God, and I just eased back into it, and that's what I needed. I wanted someone who was going to stand here for a bit, and let's say I'm back into it, and I want to stay busy.
Yeah. How keen were you to get back into the ring after what happened in Portland?
Well, like the fight, they lost it really. Didn't tip me till I got back to England. Got back to England, I was depressed for a few weeks. But like now, we've got a good timetable ahead of us with the BBC. I've just got to keep busy. I think that's what I've been lacking now. Being busy.
Okay, let's show you the end of the fight here, and just a verdict. The referee was right to do what he did, you think, Mickey?
Yeah, it was definitely right. I was catching him with some quite heavy shots. I'm punching a lot harder now. I thought the Argentinian guy might have stood there a bit longer, but I were hitting with some heavy shots. And that third round, I started to relax. When my hand comes down, I'm relaxed. And sometimes, that's the ending. It was ready to go. I think you were waiting for the referee to stop it, to tell you the truth.
Well, you're pleased to be back. Various permutations as to what you might do next. Let's have a word with Dennis Hobson. Just spell out the most likely scenario, if you would.
At the moment, the most likely scenario is that we're talking to the Germans, and hopefully come next week we'll have something on paper where Clinton's going to get in the ring with Dariusz Michalczewski. The fact is probably he's going to have to go to Germany to fight him, but we don't mind because we feel that he's tailor-made for Clinton, because Clinton can box and he can fight. We think that Michalczewski's tailor-made for Clinton, so it's going to be a great scrap, and he's going to have to hang in there at times, but I think he's got everything, he's got the quality to beat him.
That would be the very next fight. When would that be?
Well, that could be. I mean, we've got another option, and that's WBC, because Roy Jones stepping up to a heavyweight is going to leave Clinton, the number 3, the number 1 and number 2 are fighting each other for the IBF, so Clinton's going to be left at number 1. And if Jones vacates, then Clinton's going to fight for the vacant WBC title. So, you know, the options are there, and the doors are opening already for us, even after the Jones loss. So it's a great win for him to come back with.
As always in boxing, it's complicated. Who do you want to meet next?
I'd love to meet the German. I feel it'd be a fantastic fight. And I've got it to beat him. That was just a warm-up fight. I could do 2 more of these, to tell you the truth. But believe me, I can beat that German. That German gets it. He's very strong, but I'm strong, and it'd be the fight of the year, definite.